I will start with how we began. And it was really a product that came from curiosity, and it was our CEO, who was at Wellington Zoo, actually, just around the corner from here, walked up to the pelican exhibit, and there was this incredible piece of information that the pelican can hold 12 litres of water in its beak. For the Americans in the audience, a bit over 3 gallons, and for everyone else to put it into context, it's about 100 times what, as you know, the average human can hold. So, pretty incredible amount of information that was sitting on this nice little plaque, and that was it. And it kind of was how, why, all these questions started to come up, but there was no way to access that information. And it's not a one-off, it's a common story throughout cultural institutions, museums, zoos, art galleries throughout the world, and so started looking into the potential size of the market. So yeah, in America alone, we've got 14,000 McDonald's, we've got 11,000 Starbucks, about 25,000. There's 35,000 museums alone. Huge number of museums, huge number of venues. There's about 850 million visitors, which is nearly twice the 450 million visitors that go to all major league sporting events and theme parks combined. So huge, huge market in America alone. And so the idea for our product really came up. That really brought up our product, which was Story, and it was about bridging the gap between the organisation who had this amazing multimedia content in their archives, text, audio, video, images. There was so much that they could give to the users, but there was no way for the users to access that information. So we built a mobile application that could be used anywhere in the world. It was a single download of Story, and there's now over 400 organisations throughout the world that are using this. So say you're in San Francisco, you pull up the app, you see what's around you, you can go and see those organisations and you can delve into their content. So that's how the company really began. But we wanted to become more contextual, more personal, more relate to the user, and so we developed a suite of technology which we've branded TriceKit, and it's all about understanding the user and delivering them information that they want to see. So what we did with TriceKit is it's really based around Bluetooth low energy beacons, and we've built a suite of technology over that. So Bluetooth low energy essentially are when you walk into the proximity of these beacons, it can alert your phone. So I'm in a museum, I walk up to the Mona Lisa, and it will say, you're near the Mona Lisa, do you want to engage in the story? You can read into it and find more information. We wanted to then take it a next step further. So I get to the Louvre, how do I get to the Mona Lisa? It's a maze, it's impossible to find your way around. So finding a way that we could do that. So we've built a proprietary indoor positioning wayfinding technology. So we can actually tell within a venue across multiple floors where a person is to within about a metre or two of their actual location. From there we know where they want to go, and we can provide easy turn-by-turn directions to get to the end destination. And then we wanted to take it the next step further. So what can we do over that? And it was about, okay, we know how a person is engaged based on the dwell times around different museums, zoos. So if we know that already when they go to the next venue, can't we just take them to what we know they're going to want to engage with? So all that technology was built around the museums, the cultural institution sphere, but the application of this technology is so wide-ranging. Airports, we're talking stadiums, there's everywhere in the world could really use it. Understanding the user, understanding location, and delivering these experiences based on all of those different factors. So we've stripped it out into an SDK, a software development kit, so that really any organisation anywhere is able to implement it into their existing apps. They can use it in a new application. They can use it to control digital signage in their venue. The possibilities are really endless. So there we go. I'm just going to fly by this. This is kind of how the mapping works. So you can see a little blue dot of your location. You can see the little line of where you want to go, and you can track that movement along. And the back-end analytics, we're tracking that, so we know where a person is moving within a venue. We can provide that to the organisation. Where are people moving? Where are the hotspots? Why are they hotspots? Why are people not visiting certain areas? So it's a tool both for the user and the organisation behind it. We'll jump to the next one. Back one, thanks. Now, a lot of people talk about, I have this amazing technology, but we've proven it. We've got huge named clients throughout the world. Airports right now, Emirates is part of the Arabian Travel Market Conference with 33,000 people, and we've built the application with our TriSkit technology, which all these users are engaging with. And I actually got an email this morning from the Emirates team saying the president of the UAE and the president of Emirates Airline both used it, both loved it. So we're getting fantastic feedback from these customers. Working with the biggest museums, the Smithsonian, Walt Disney, we've got the Getty up there. It's endless. We're getting great feedback and we're getting great traction in the larger market. We've got big partnerships, so we're working with the likes of Designworks and Consortium, who are New Zealand-based digital agencies, to help improve what they can do around the digital space. We've got CETA, who's a US-based company. It's all about understanding, accessibility. So they are all about making sure that blind, impaired, vision impaired people are able to use the app easily. Biggest partnership that we will have is Microsoft, and really they're about getting us in the door with their clients. So the likes of Emirates, they gave us that introduction, and we're able to leverage off our partnership with them to get us into those marquee customers around the world to prove out our technology and the leaders of these big verticals and these big markets. As a quick overview around our revenue model, so we've got 4 main revenues that we get in. Our Story app, which, as I say, has got over 400 organisations now using it, is an annual subscription depending on the level of investment, whether it's a simple storytelling right through to the complicated mapping. We've got Creation, so we do a range of bespoke applications. For example, the Getty is a full bespoke application that we've built for them that's harnessing our technology. A lot of that we do outsource to other companies that are able to use that suite of technology we've built. We get money off the consumer. We've built into our platforms ticketing and tours, paid tours, so we've got to pay to unlock it. So we're able to generate revenue through there. And then the TriSkit technology, which is our kind of SDK, which we're able to sell out to anyone for a revenue and licensing fee. Mm-hmm. So that is kind of the story of Story.
I love the story. So I've been following the story for years now. Chris is the founder?
He is.
Right. So I've been in touch with Chris, for a few years now. I can't remember how long that goes. And so I've seen this sort of ongoing pivoting going on,
yes.
As you progressed. God bless, you guys have done a phenomenal job of getting validation, in terms of the museum and the other public spaces you've gotten to. And I've seen this pivot to what you now call TriSkit,
yep.
Right? So I now see, that you guys, what's apparent in the presentation is you guys have been grabbing for these different opportunities. Your technology, it turns out, compelling technology that has all these different applications. But now the result is it feels a little scattered.
Yeah.
Right? And I know you're trying to find the middle of the river here, right? I know that's where you're going.
Yeah.
So what do you think? What is the core of the future of Story? Where is the middle of the river?
Yeah, you're completely right in everything that you said there, and that has been really the direction of the company, and it's trying to get validation from these things, being able to quickly adapt what we're doing so that we can build a product that is for the market. And now that we've got that validation, we've got these big organisations that are saying, this is what we need, this is what's valuable, we're going through productization. So that's ultimately what we want to be able to do, is have these suites, this TriSkit technology, which is just going to be a product that people can download. They can build on top of it if they'd like. We give them the platform to do that. But we're not going to be going in and doing all of this individual tweaking and creation. It's about coming into product sense. So our Story product is going to have a core set of features which you can pick and choose from. You can do that freely, but we're not going to come in and create kind of bespoke solutions as we have been doing with a lot of larger organisations. So it has been required for us to get to the place that we've been at.
Okay.
The functional dysfunctionality, I guess you'd say. But now we're definitely getting to the point that we know what we need to do. We know what we've got, and it's being rolled out to the wider market.
Okay, so the center is this SDK, basically, this platform technology that anybody, if it's a museum, if it's a college campus, if it's an airport, if it's right, can download to provide both navigational and content informational services to their constituent base.
Yeah.
That's what you're saying?
That's the one.
That's it. Okay.
But the platform is built so that it allows people to take it any which way that they want. So it could have content, or it couldn't. It could be simply tracking people and understanding how they move. It's really up to the organization. Our platform allows them to do anything.
Okay. So where do you think, and so this was my push on Chris before, was, museums don't have a lot of money, and there's it's a very different problem, right? They have vast amounts of content. And then sort of managing the implementation of that content around any given platform is quite a project. Are you going to back away from being directly involved in that and hand it to them? Is that kind of what you're saying?
Yes and no.
Okay.
Is the simple answer to that. The museum's always going to be a main vertical of ours. It's the problem that we've had kind of leading up to now is this hasn't been done before. People don't, have this content management system they can update and then suddenly have an app available to them. So it's about organizations going through this change towards the digital sense, which is where they're getting. So those time-consuming first customers, it's becoming the norm for organizations worldwide to be able to implement these digital solutions really quickly and easily. So we're seeing the time to convert, the time to implement, and the effort required becoming a lot less as time's going on. So they will always be a big part. But yes, we are stepping somewhat back from it. It's not going to be our main vertical anymore, as we're starting to look into airports and other kind of spaces.
Okay, and then my last question before I let Adiba go at it is I'm not quite remembering, and you touch on it, but it's not crystal clear whether this beacon technology is required, is it proprietary? I mean, what's, I'm anxious about the physical beacon technology that that you have, and that feels like a huge barrier to adoption. Is it required, or is it?
It is required.
Okay.
The barrier is a lot less than you'd expect.
Okay.
The likes of Android and iPhone is following this way. When you actually open the app, Bluetooth turns on, so it's automatically opens up into it, and that's standard across the full platform, and iOS is following. But the actual uptake of people using Bluetooth is huge nowadays, and especially when you can give them, when they're getting something in return, which is what we aim for. It's all about user-first perspective. When they're getting something, they're prepared to turn on Bluetooth, they're prepared to turn on the location services and receive notifications. So Bluetooth is one of the sensors that we use. The other ones exist within any smartphone nowadays.
Okay, but in your model, I thought I heard you say the museum or the whatever, the airport, has to deploy your proprietary beacons?
No, so we've built the proprietary software, We're agnostic as to which beacon provider. So there's hundreds of different beacons out there. They can use any one. We prefer, or we recommend.
Okay, so you're not going to be in the beacon business?
No.
You promise?
Yeah.
Okay.
Staying out of
all right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. Thank you. All right. Sorry.
Is there
you got
time?
it? I'm not. Whoa.
Whoa. Yeah. No, I think this is great. Thank you so much, and good job. You're saying you're talking about you guys are a company story, and you're giving us a story. I think that I would have loved to hear the story of the Emirates and how you're actually working with those that are, because those are the ones you actually mentioned in the end that are the ongoing clients you have right now that I'm guessing you're making your revenues from as well. So I would maybe I've wanted to hear a little bit more about that one, and you focused a lot on the solution. You said the same things over and over again. This is just a little bit of feedback to kind of how to set up your pitch there, and be more clear, just like Bill was talking about. I mean, you're working with the museums, and then you're working with airlines, and you have many verticals that you're touching here, so kind of a bit more clear on how you're working with each one of those. And I think what I still don't really get is, where are you as a company? I mean, I didn't see a team. I didn't see, we are right here now, and we're going to raise money to about this much? We're going for a seed. Is it early stage, Series A? Where are you going from here? What are your next steps? So I'm just missing a little bit of the business case here.
Yeah. Well, we're after our Series A at the moment.
Okay,
so
you are.
Probably something I definitely should have put into a
Okay.
investment pitch. We're after our
They're
Series
way
A.
past that.
We've got a team of about 30
Okay.
people now, and that comprises of a experienced board of directors and leadership team. So again, I could go further into that, but probably with time, we'll leave that. But I appreciate the feedback.
Okay, great. Thank you. Yeah, that tells me a bit more about where you are as a company.
Yeah.
I understand that.
All right? Okay. All right.